Welcome to A Cup of Joe with Go, your source for everything travel, brought to you by Go Travel. I'm Julia.
I'm Susan.
I'm Rosie.
And today we're chatting with Paul Corrigan from Rocky Mountaineer Train Journeys.
We're going to hear the latest news on what's going on right now in the world of luxury trains and how Rocky Mountaineer is preparing for the next train season, and advice for travelers who want to experience the Rockies.
Plus, you'll definitely want to stick around for our Rocky Mountain Trivia Challenge at the end of this episode.
So grab your coffee mug and get ready for another Cup of Joe with Go. Well, hi, Paul. So great to have you with us today, our very first supplier on A Cup of Joe with Go.
Well, thank you. This is quite an honor, Julia, and I'm really excited to have time with you and Susan and Rosie. This is really a wonderful thing. I heard all about you guys on YouTube, and I'm just kidding. I have seen you on YouTube. It was phenomenal. I'm excited to be the first supplier that you guys have invited officially, so I'm very, very excited for that, and looking forward to talking to you about, Rocky Mountaineer, and, I love the concept, a cup of Joe with Go Travel.
Oh, yeah.
But there's something wrong with this picture.
What's wrong?
As you know, well, Rocky Mountaineer, our tradition, anytime we talk about going on our journeys or start off our journeys, do you know what we start off with? We start off with a mimosas toast.
Oh!
Now, if I were there, I would certainly serve you mimosas, and I don't know. It would be great if we had that.
Well, girls, I think we can handle that.
I think so, yes.
Can we handle that?
Yes.
Oh.
We forgot the orange juice.
Oh, no.
Oh, well.
Well, here's to life-changing journeys with Rocky Mountaineer.
Cheers, Paul.
Cheers.
Well, first of all, had to have my sip first. First of all, Paul, for people that are unfamiliar with Rocky Mountaineer, can you kind of give us a bit of background first?
I would love to. So Rocky Mountaineer is really an amazing company. We've been around since 1990. This is actually our 30th year of being in business.
Oh.
And yeah, it's amazing. We're a luxury, privately owned, family owned, and operated rail operator out of Western Canada. We're based in Vancouver, Canada, and we actually do these three wonderful train routes through Western Canada into the Canadian Rockies. You go through the most spectacular wilderness sceneries and into the Canadian Rockies, which is really the most spectacular place on earth. And going in these luxury coaches, it's an all-dome fleet. So your guests are sitting there in these really comfortable seats. All your meals are included on board the train. Gourmet snacks, all your alcoholic drinks, mimosas. It's just the start of the day, and you have drinks all throughout the day. So really, people just get to enjoy the most spectacular scenery in these all-dome fleet of luxury rail cars and top-notch service provided by our host. So really, it brings everything together. The beautiful scenery, spectacular service, spectacular destination of Canadian Rockies, and really it's a wonderful place to visit. And Rocky Mountaineer has grown over the years. The last 5 years we've doubled in size, and what's remarkable about that, last year we had our longest train in our history. It was on September 17th. We had 41 coaches long.
Wow.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah, and also we thank Go Travel for all your support, because you filled our coaches and our beautiful rail cars. So it's a very unique company, and it is what we do. We specialize in Western Canada and Canadian Rockies, but going by romantic luxury rail, there's nothing like it.
Well, and it is such an amazing product, so we are so excited when our guests are asking to get on Rocky Mountaineer. Now, the big question at hand today, COVID-19. Man, the mainstream media is all over the place, and the travel industry, of course, has been one of the main industries being hit. We're hearing tons from the cruise lines, obviously, with these with the ships being at sea. But what's going on in the world of trains? The trains haven't quite been the main feature, so I'd like to hear a bit from your perspective about what's going on.
Yeah, so we like everybody in the travel industry are really hit hard by this, but we're going to be strong. We're staying strong. We're going to continue on. What happened is really the timing of this was not great. We would have started our season April 13th. That's the start of our season, and as a company, we usually all the employees come down. They do a wave off of the train leaving the station. And unfortunately this year, all of our trains were suspended in April and May and June. And really, because of the government shutdown, the lockdown of like Americans trying to go into Canada, there was a 30-day pause, which has since been extended. So unfortunately, our season was delayed. So We're still believing July 1st we will start up again. And our guests will continue to travel with us through the end of October, which is our season runs April through October typically. So yes, a lot of changes. We had to amend a lot of our policies to make it more flexible, give clients peace of mind, so that if a client wanted to change their travel date from 2020 to 2021, they could do that. We waived all penalties. We gave them a lot of flexibility. And for clients on suspended trips, we gave them a bonus. We've also changed final payment date to 30 days prior to travel. So we've done a lot of things that really just encourage people we want them to keep traveling, to not let the fear set in. It's going to be good to travel soon to the Canadian Rockies. And we also believe Canada will be one of the first places to bounce back.
Awesome. That's good news to hear. I mean, at least a positive message. And of course, we'll just have to see how the world progresses over this time. And I think you mentioned to me also about some new safety measures that you guys have been inputting.
Yes, and safety of our employees and our guests is paramount. So everything that we're going to do to prepare the trains, we're going to do extra sanitation and disinfecting. We're going to do it more frequently. We're actually pre-screening clients before they board the train to make sure they're not sick. And if they are, of course, they won't be allowed to go on the train. But even before they get on an airplane, they're going to be screened as well, as you know, right? So we're doing our part to pre-screen clients. We're also limiting the number of gatherings so that you won't see large gatherings of guests, because we're going to change the way we board the trains. And then we're also going to limit activity and people going from train to train as well, from car to car, in order to reduce that exposure and that sort of thing. We feel very confident that because the rail cars are self-contained, you have fewer people on there. We feel like your clients are certainly going to be less at risk being on a train in Western Canada, where you're not with large crowds of people. So
you're out with the bears, right, Paul?
Yes, well, I can't protect you from the bears, so we always tell people to be careful. And actually, I always tell people, if you're in Canada and you're going to be walking around and enjoying yourself and seeing the beautiful sights, we suggest you go get some pepper spray and some bells. So if your clients just happen to be walking through the woods, and usually they can tell if there's a grizzly bear been there because they can see their scat, right? But and also the scat smells like peppers, and you'll see bells in it. So that's another clue that a bear has been there.
Oh, these are top tips.
Oh, yes, it's also a joke in there too. But yes, I mean, people want to see wildlife. They want to see them in a natural habitat. There's over 55 different species in the national parks up there. And of course, you have the big ones, right? The grizzly bears, the brown bears, the black bears. I mean, the moose, and rams, like longhorn sheep and that kind of stuff. So it's really exciting place to visit.
Well, and Paul, do you have any advice for travelers out there who have been wanting to go to the Canadian Rockies? Of course, right now is not the time to move, but as far as planning, as far as looking ahead, as far as when to book their Rocky Mountaineer experience, what might you tell them?
Yes. Well, I think one thing that I hear in talking to a lot of guests, right? So many people have had Rocky Mountaineer on their bucket list, right? And you know this firsthand from your clients, right? And they have Rocky Mountaineer, it's on their bucket list. They want to do that train through the beautiful Canadian Rockies. But I suspect, and you probably know this as well, a lot of people are going to be moving that up their bucket list because they want to stay closer to home. And if they want to stay closer to home, what closer can you get than the beautiful Canadian Rockies in Western Canada? So what I would suggest is one of the things we did is we came out with our rates, our pricing much earlier than we did last year.
Okay.
So we have pricing for 2021. We also have a low initial deposit of $25. So the clients only have to put $25 down to secure space.
For a dream vacation, that's amazing.
Exactly. And we have our best promotion of the year available now through the end of August. And what we also say is because we believe Canada to be in high demand, so book early is the key. You only have to put $25 down to secure the space. So the best thing to do is to book it early. Canadian Rockies will be in high demand because, people want to go see nature after being holed up in their houses for so long.
Exactly.
They just want to get out there, see the mountains, walk around, and really enjoy yourself. So what I would recommend, number one, talk to your Go Travel advisor, have them start looking at prices, looking at when you want to go in 2021, or even in the fall of this year if you still want to go. But plan early because the space will be limited, I believe, and there'll be a high demand there. So that's my tip.
Wonderful. And Paul, you personally, do you have any favorite routes or silver leaf, gold leaf? I know that you must have a favorite if you're working for the company.
Well, I would say our favorite as so many of the people have been on all the routes. I've been on several of the routes and I love them. There's no bad train route. It's really how much time do you have, how much you want to see. Ideally, if you have the amount of time to do it, you can combine two routes to make it into a round trip, and I would recommend the Rainforest, the Gold Rush, and come back in the First Passage to the west. And that gives you 5 days on the train. And here's a beautiful thing, I know a lot of people are wondering, where do I sleep? Do I sleep on the train? I hear it's not comfortable. Well, the good news is we don't sleep on the trains. We actually package up beautiful, wonderful hotels along our train routes, so that you have a wonderful night's sleep in your overnight stops, and then you board the train again, you dine on board the train, gourmet dining. But I would say First Passage to the West, if you're only doing one route, it's 2 days on the train, absolutely spectacular from Vancouver. You overnight in Kamloops, you go right into Lake Louise and world-famous Banff National Park. And Rainforest to Gold Rush is a 3-day, 2-night journey, which will take you up to Jasper National Park. So both routes are great, and if you combine the two, you make them into a round trip. So, yeah, there's no bad train route, there's no bad train direction, and there's no bad time to go. And it really depends on what you're looking for. Like, for some people, they want to see snow. Well, April and early May is a great time to see snow. If they want to just see the beautiful turquoise-colored lakes, which is what I love most, Lake Louise, when it's beautiful, just sparkles, right? With the gorgeous mountains around it, travel in June through September, unbelievable.
Well, girls, are we ready to go?
I am.
Pack my bags. As soon as everything gets handled and it's safe to go out, I think we're ready.
Yeah.
Let's go.
We're waiting for you.
Well, thank you so much, Paul. I think that was a fantastic summary to kind of just give us the latest update. But I hear you have some fun trivia questions for us today. We are big fans of trivia.
Oh, good. Well, I do.
Come on, let's play a game. Pretend like you're at your local trivia grab a pencil,
Yes.
jot down your answers, and you can submit them on a link below, and we'll send you the answers straight to your inbox after you've given it a go. So, Paul,
Excellent.
we're
Okay.
ready to hear. Let's go.
Yes.
Here we go,
I'm
ladies.
ready. I don't think I can give this justice like Jeopardy, so I'm just going to read the questions.
That's fine.
There's nobody like Alec Trebek. What's the largest national park in the Canadian Rockies? So that's the question number 1, the largest national park in the Canadian Rockies.
Good.
I won't give you the answer. Okay, number 2, what national park is Canada's oldest one and probably one of their most famous national parks? Number 3, this national park is a stop along the Rocky Mountaineer journey and is a UNESCO World Heritage Site as well as a dark sky preserve. And for those who don't know what a dark sky preserve is, it's one of the best places on Earth to see stars. So if you want to do stargazing at night, the skies just light up. Or if you're seeking UFOs, you probably see some there too.
Oh.
It never hurts, right? Question number 4. What year was the Chateau Lake Louise built? The world famous Chateau Lake Louise. And then, what company built both the Banff Springs Hotel or Resort and Chateau Lake Louise? So there was a company way back that actually built those 2 national park hotels. And honestly, one thing I wanted to say is when you think about the national parks in Canada, and it dawned on me recently, is like, most national parks you go to in the US and Canada, like your choices for hotels are usually your lodges and nothing so fancy, right? And also restaurant choices. Well, you're limited to chicken or hot dogs or hamburgers or whatever barbecue. The unique thing about Canadian Rockies is there's phenomenal hotels. There's also hot springs, and there's also excellent dining options. And I think that's why places like Banff are such a popular worldwide destination.
Right.
So that's my little commercial break. Okay, so what year was Rocky?
Wait, number is this? What number?
Sorry, number 6.
Okay.
What year was Rocky Mountaineer founded? Of course, if you're paying attention, you would have got this because I did talk about this. Unless you had a lot of mimosas. Some of the viewers may have been drinking more than one mimosa's toast. Trust me, on the trains, you can drink as much as you want. And it's all included.
Oh, good.
Question 7. What is the longest train in Rocky Mountaineer's history? I'm going to give you multiple choice. I did give the answer, but multiple choice is either 20 rail cars, 34, 41, or 55.
Ooh.
There we go. And then number 8. How many rail routes does Rocky Mountaineer operate today? And so these are 3 separate rail routes and it's not combining a couple routes, but basically 3 separate rail routes. And then also Rocky Mountaineer.
Wait. You said 3 routes, but how many routes?
No. Rocky Mountaineer has. Oh yeah, I did say that.
You gave us the answer.
Okay, we got the answer.
We got the answer.
I have another question.
Oh no, it's okay. This way at least we know we got 1 point.
Okay, you got that answer correct.
Yeah.
Question wrong. Well, too much mimosa.
Yes.
Okay, so number 9. Rocky Mountaineer has how many levels of service? So the levels of service are the different rail coaches, rail cars. There's that's the question. How many levels of service does Rocky Mountaineer offer on the train? And last question. This is a true or false. These are always good. I usually get them right 50% of the
It's
time.
50%.
Rocky Mountaineer has sleeper cars. True or false?
Ooh. This is amazing. Okay.
So those are the 10. I do have a couple fun facts for you.
Ooh.
For every anniversary of one of our employees in the Vancouver office or on the trains and that sort of thing, we actually plant a tree. and we've planted over 9,500 trees.
Wow.
That's so cool.
Isn't that wonderful?
Isn't that cool?
Yes.
Also, we serve 450 kilograms of smoked salmon each season.
Wow.
So that's a lot of smoked salmon.
Yes.
People like that.
Wow.
Now, I don't know how many bottles of champagne we have. That would be a better question.
That would be a fun fact.
Exactly. A lot. We have a total of 65, what we call rolling stock, 65 different rail cars, and we're actually adding another, 6 this year in 2020, so a total of 71. So,
Wow.
some fun facts.
How much does one car cost?
These luxury, custom designed trains that we put on the tracks, they cost anywhere from $8 to $10 million a piece.
Oh,
Wow.
You get to travel on these most beautiful luxury cars and, traveling stuff. Travel like a millionaire on $1 million.
On $10 million.
But they are very, very nice. It's not like a commuter rail. It is really luxurious coaches. So and really our service level is what sets us apart too. I mean, since I've been with Rocky Mountaineer, I've talked to countless of people that have been on Rocky Mountaineer who have said to me multiple times, different people, best trip I've ever done. And I don't know how many people have said to me, like, this has been a trip my husband or my wife or whoever has been talking about for years, and it's on our list. And so I just hope and pray people will take advantage of it. Go see the beautiful Canadian Rockies. Enjoy the trains. There's something really magical about trains.
Well, thank you so much, Paul. This has been such a fun day. So interesting to hear what's going on with Rocky Mountaineer. For all of our friends out there, please be sure to submit your answers for the trivia at the link below, and be sure to check out another video with Paul all about the Rocky Mountaineer Gold Leaf service, also at the link below.
This has been great. I had an excuse to shave for the first time in a month, so I really appreciate having an opportunity to be a part of this.
well, and we really appreciate that too.
Yeah.
And I really love watching that. Your first one was hilarious. I got a lot of laughs out of it. I'm looking forward to every one that you do, because I want people to support all your great suppliers you work with, because there's nothing like travel. I heard I used this quote that St. Augustine says, travel is like a book. If you don't travel, you've only read a page, right? So,
Right.
It's good to travel.
It's good to travel, and we love your support. And like you say, the whole travel industry needs to be supporting each other and the travelers out there, because we don't want to stay in the house all day. We're ready to go.
Yes, I agree. Me too.
Well, thanks everybody for joining us this week. It's been so much fun. Be sure to subscribe and tune in next week for another cup of joe or mimosas with Go.